Jeremie Frimpong is now officially a Liverpool player. Done deal confirmed. £29 million or 35 million euros split into a 5-year payment plan for Liverpool Football Club. So price-wise, very, very good. And this is our new official right back. Now, before we get into it, some of the comparisons with Trent and what he's going to bring us in a different way to what we've seen for the last 8 years. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for 18,000 subscribers. We are now on the road to 18,100 subscribers. And of course, we're on the road to 20K. So I'll let it scroll there at the bottom so you guys can see. Subscribe if you're new. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button, man. Let's get to about 300 likes for this video. And if we can exceed that, let's get to a little bit more as well, man. So smash that like button and let me know if you approve in the comment section of Jeremie Frimpong as Liverpool's new right back. And also drop in the chat what you would have valued him at. Would you value him at the 29 million price tag? Or would you value him at maybe a little bit more or a little bit less? I feel like we paid the perfect price for the player. He's 24 years of age. He actually turned 24 at the end of the year. So we still got a little bit of time before he turns 25. And I feel like we've got a very, very good deal for a pretty much different player than what we've come to know as Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, as you know, we can't replace Trent Alexander-Arnold directly. I think there is no replacement. There is no like-for-like swap that carries the same quality in the same areas of a ball striker, passer, distributor. Just as a whole package, there is no direct replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold in our opinion. But different doesn't mean worse. Different doesn't mean worse. And it doesn't mean that it can't mean better. We've seen players leave. We've seen better players than Trent leave in worse Liverpool sides who weren't winning trophies. So there is always some form of way light at the end of the tunnel, and we have to trust Liverpool's recruitment. And obviously the guy we're talking about is Jeremie Frimpong. Now, of course, Bayer Leverkusen, he's got 5 goals and 5 assists this season. Obviously, last season he done a lot better. Because they won the league. He had that amazing season. Him and the other wing back, what's his name? I forgot his name. But the other left wing back that they've got, of course, was absolutely unbelievable what they were doing. He got 9 goals and 7 assists. Grimaldo, sorry, there you go. His name's got my head. But Alex Grimaldo. Him and Grimaldo were going crazy. And of course, 9 goals and 7 assists in that season. The season before that, 8 goals and 7 assists. So he gets a lot of goals and assists for a wing back. But obviously, he is going to be playing more as a traditional right back for Liverpool. However, I believe that Frimpong is going to be, it's just in my opinion, a very high-flying right back. A right back that's almost going to be playing as not necessarily a second right winger, but he is going to provide the space for none other than our top scorer, player of the season, Mo Salah. Yeah, understand that. Frimpong has very much winger traits. He's very explosive. He's lightning fast. He's great on the ball. He knows how to dribble. Now, defensively, there are questions, but when you are quality going forward, defensively, we can cover for that. We have Virgil van Dijk. We have Konate. We have Alisson. We have guys like Szoboszlai who are willing to do the running. We have guys that can cover for positions if it means we're going to be better going forward and to score goals. Remember, goals win games. Yes, defenses win leagues, but goals also win games when you need them. When it comes to that knockout football, which I feel like they said Jurgen Klopp there. What I feel like Arne Slot needs to work on is that knockout football. Generally, I feel like we've fallen short in the cups, and I feel like the times that we're going to need a little bit of something more explosive, extra pace on the left and the right, I feel like Frimpong is going to provide that. Now, we do have some stats as well that we're going to bring up in a second as well. We do have some stats. I'm just going to share the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We have one image here. You guys can see this. We got one image here. I'm going to move it this way so you guys can see it more clearly. I'm going to edit myself. I'm going to move myself. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Move myself like here or here. Move myself here. I'm gonna move myself here. So yeah, you guys can see. Let me just upgrade the layout. Give you guys a second. Yeah, so you guys can see it there. So as you can see Jeremie Frimpong and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know I'm really small in the picture there, but you guys are gonna have to just kind of accept this one. But yeah, you can see the stats comparing Trent and Frimpong together. Obviously, 90 minutes played, Frimpong 33, Trent 32, and it's obviously the same season. So this season recently gone. Now you can see expected assists is 0.2 for Frimpong and 0.3 expected assists for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know that's probably a bit of a low one for Trent this season, but genuinely that is a little bit higher. You can see crosses per game, 5.6 for Trent, but 4.5 for Frimpong is not bad. In the 88% percentile as well, it's not that bad. We look at progressive carries. Now, this is where Frimpong thrives. Very good, as I said, winger traits. Very, very good at taking on players, getting to the byline and getting a crossing. 3.9 carries per game and 90% percentile. Trent obviously not really one to take on a player too often. 1.9, still has it in his locker, but doesn't tend to do it unless he needs to. 64% percentile. Now here's the one where Trent just exceeds anyone in the game. 8.8 progressive passes per 90, and that is crazy. 96% percentile for Trent, and that is a mad thing. If you look at progressive passes for Frimpong, it's actually 2.1, more so because he can probably carry the ball more than pass the ball. But that's something I feel like will probably improve under Liverpool and under Arnie Slot's system as well. If we look at successful tackles as well, is actually 1 per game. Trent actually is better than that. And yet Trent is actually 1.9. And that's actually 90% percentile. So for those who say Trent's a rubbish defender, you look at that, that actually does in a way say otherwise. And you look at tackles and interceptions, Trent actually has 4, whereas Leverkusen have 1.6. But I also think that some of these stats for Frimpong, because he plays a right wing back, the defensive responsibility isn't as heavy and it's not as reliable. So therefore, Trent, who plays in the back 4, probably has a little bit more responsibility to deal with. And I feel like this will probably go up while playing for Liverpool. Now, if we look at key passes, 1.2 to Trent's 1.9 isn't crazy. Yes, 89% percentile for Trent, but that doesn't mean this can't improve for Frimpong. 1.2 isn't too bad either. And dribbles completed, obviously 1 there as well. You look at an average 1. And you look at Trent, which is 0.6. Now, of course, touches in the attacking third, 0.3. Trent, 0.3. So they're tied on this one as well, pretty much. Just in and about that 90% percentile. And of course, Trent is superior when it comes to clearances and ball recoveries. Not really very good for clearances. Ball recoveries aren't very high in the percentile as well. But these are things as a right back will probably have to, look at improving. But if we look at this one here, it's the progressive carries that we're going to focus on, because again, it's about creating space for Mo Salah. A lot of the times this season for Mo Salah, he's had to do a lot of the work himself. Trivela taking on a player, and we know that Salah is starting to age, and taking on players right now isn't necessarily, it's not the easiest thing to do anymore. It's not the easiest thing to do. And I just feel like for a player like Mo Salah, we're going to need to afford him as much space as possible. As much space as possible, in my opinion. I feel like when we want to give a player space, overlaps are crucial for our wingers. Absolutely crucial. And I don't know, just as, listen, as a Mo Salah stan, I can understand where he might slow down next year. And I feel like someone like a second right winger / wing back who's going to be overlapping, cutting inside at times, being able to link up with Mo Salah especially, I feel like it's going to give him the opportunity to get closer to goal, stay closer to goal, while Frimpong's either able to stay wide, meaning there's going to be a little bit of space in that right-hand space, centre mid space for maybe Gravenberch or McAllister to kind of operate in, or probably even Florian Wirtz. It's going to open a lot of space for Florian as well, should he be announced within the coming days as well. And I feel like it's a very interesting touch, in my opinion. Very interesting touch in terms of what we're looking for as well. Now we've got one more SofaScore comparison as well to make as well. I'm going to move myself over here this time as well. One more SofaScore comparison. You can see here that Trent, obviously, with the heat map, Trent stays a lot more wide, but Frimpong here, if you look at this part in the box, he likes to get into that right-hand channel of the box, get some shots off, get some crosses off. This is a different type of threat. Now, is Frimpong as good as Trent Alexander-Arnold? In my opinion, no. But does he pose a different threat? Yes. A different threat isn't always a worse threat, and in this system could be a more potent threat if we look at how we can open spaces with his dribbling skills rather than Trent's passing and distribution skills. And we'll be able to find that again within Florian Wirtz with his creativity when he comes to the team as well. So we're looking at all of this right now. So when we head back here, you look at the heat map and you look at what he's actually, the dangerous areas that we want him to operate in. We want him to operate in these positions right here. That's what we want Jeremie to do. He's still completing 72 minutes per game. He got quite a lot of minutes played, 2,300 as well. If you look at his goals, expected goals per game, he's more of a goal threat than Trent is, obviously, in terms of from an individual perspective. But Trent is obviously more of a threat as a team from his distribution point of view, even though Trent does average a few more shots off target, that is, as well. Big chances missed, though. Frimpong is finishing, probably going to need a bit of work. So Frimpong's finishing for me is one thing, but hopefully he's not going to be the one we need to rely upon when it comes to goals anyways. We're looking at assists, not too different for this particular season. Expected assists, obviously Trent is way higher, big chances. Trent's always going to dominate these stats because he's Trent, and that's the quality he possesses. Never going to take that away from him. But if we look at defending as well, Trent actually is superior for defending. But again, Frimpong plays right wing back for Leverkusen in a 5, where Trent plays in a 4. So he's going to occupy more positions to be superior in these defensive statistics. That's just what it is. But in terms of other stats, successful dribbles, clear. Aerial duels 1, actually decent for someone who's a little bit shorter. And then we look at ground duels 1, Trent is probably a bit better on that as well. But possession lost, Trent probably more. Obviously, he's actually playing more risky passes, so I understand that as well. But at the same time, Jeremie Frimpong is challenging more riskier dribbles at the same time, and probably why he has a few more fouls. And 0.9, so he gets fouled a lot as well because he's able to put his body in front and be able to drive forward and open spaces for the attackers by driving into space. So those are the comparisons between the players. And I hope you guys generally do look at the bright side of signing a player like Frimpong. Yes, we've been used to Trent for 8 years. Yes, we have to understand that we're losing quality in distribution, but we are going to make up for that in the signing of Florian Wirtz. Kirkes has a wicked pass on him as well. So hopefully he could hone that side of his game as well to kind of make up for the long passing in our team. McAllister can take on some of that responsibility. Wirtz will take on some of that responsibility. Salah's going to be creating as usual as well. And hopefully Cody and Diaz can get better and better. And we'll see what happens in the striking position. But listen, let me know what you guys think of Jeremie Frimpong. I'm looking forward to the signing. I'm going to have to see a little bit more in preseason. Can't wait to see what he has to offer. Hopefully, he can be a really good signing. And, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel in this right back position. And we also have Conor Bradley as well. So even if Frimpong doesn't necessarily hit the ground running straight away, we have Conor Bradley. We know what he's capable of. And it's going to be 2 right backs that are very, you know, that have slightly different parts of their game that we can swap around when needed for different situations, different horses for different courses. You guys know what it is. But listen, that is my video. Listen, make sure if you made it this far to smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel as well. We're going to be following all of the latest news this season, especially surrounding Liverpool, myself, and for a few of the rival sides as well. I'll be doing rival stuff as well. But listen, guys, Jeremie Frimpong, as you know, Mr. Fabrizio Romano would say, here we go. He has signed for Liverpool. Welcome to the club, Jeremie. We welcome you with open arms. You know what I'm saying? And big up your damn self. Smash the like button. We'll see you in the next one. It's been another episode of Big Six Pants, and we'll see you soon.